Now on CoastTV News.
In the Donovan Smith community, Lewes neighbors voice concerns about crowding, affordability, and quality of life as plans for 31 new homes are considered.
Parking fines in Ocean City, why they could go up, way up.
Heading to the polls on Saturday in Milton, we'll show you who's on the ballot.
And we're expecting another day of sunshine with mild conditions. A change of the trend is what we're talking about in your forecast.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
More manufactured homes in one Lewes community. Good evening. I'm Christina DeRobertis.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight with the Donovan Smith community and how it could grow.
The Lewes Planning Commission is meeting tonight to consider giving conditional use to add 31 more lots for homes in this Lewes neighborhood. And CoastTV News reporter Emma Aiken is live in Lewes tonight. Emma, some people you spoke with are getting ready to attend the public hearing tonight.
Christina, there's been a lot of debate within this community. If you look right here, this is a utility box, which means there will be at least one new manufactured home on this empty lot. The developer wants to build all throughout this community, but some people I spoke with today say there's just not room for new development. Jenny Eckenrode and her family have lived in the Donovan Smith manufactured home community in Lewes for years.
I don't think there's room for 31. They might be lucky if they get 15 or 20 in here.
The property owners are asking the Lewes Planning Commission for conditional use to add 31 more homes in the neighborhood.
It might make it a little crowded in here. You know, it'd be nice if they set up like a park or something for the children that'll probably be coming in with these trailers, because there's not much for them to do around here.
One person I spoke with off camera said she's very unhappy about the idea of more homes coming into the community, and she's actually thinking of moving out because of this. She said she's talked with several of her neighbors who feel the exact same way. But Gary Hilton welcomes more people.
Housing for young people and retired people both is a real big issue right now, affordable housing. And if we can fit some people in here, I'd feel really bad about trying to block them out for some reason.
Terry Saunders says the housing here is not affordable and doesn't think new homes would be either.
We have a lot of children here and there's no place to play, and the rent is very high, so I'm hoping that we could get some quality of life issues.
Community concerns about the future of the Donovan Smith neighborhood. People in the community tell me they struggled with sewage and utility issues for about 2 years. Those finally got resolved last year, and now they don't have to pay for utilities. They're grandfathered in for 20 years, but they're wondering what will the situation be for the new people that come in if these 31 homes are approved. Live in Lewes, Emma Aiken, CoastTV News.
Okay, thanks for that, Emma. And you may recall 3 years ago, the city of Lewes annexed the Donovan Smith community into the city so that it could extend its sewer service and hopefully fix those long-term sewage and water problems. In 2024, water and sewer lines were replaced as part of the project that integrated the neighborhood within the city's infrastructure. That was after a new law was created, the Clean Water Trust, to protect Delaware waterways and rebuild Delaware's drinking water infrastructure.
Heading to Ocean City now, make sure you're parking legally in the town. On Tuesday, the Ocean City Council will discuss possible price hikes for parking fines. If it's approved, certain parking fines will be double while special events are taking place. For example, the 4th of July fireworks or the Cruisin' OC event. According to the Ocean City manager, they believe this would be a good way to encourage people to park legally during the busiest parts of the season, while others think it's just another way for the town to make more money.
It's a big boost to the economy, bringing extra people when they're spending the money. They jack up the prices on drinks, hotels, and food. I think parking should be the least of their worries to try to make a quick extra dollar.
After the proposal is presented, the Ocean City Council will then discuss how to move forward. And this brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know, how should Ocean City handle these parking issues?
Let's take a look at the results here. Take a look at your screen. You can see 51% saying free shuttles, 7% saying lower parking fees or stricter enforcement with 15%. Also a popular answer, more parking garages. And today we have a comment from Ernie and Laurel. Ernie says, quote, show your event ticket and free shuttle
to and from the event, unquote. I like that idea. Thank you for your comment, Ernie. If you have not voted, you can do that at coasttv.com or use the Coast TV mobile app, and you can leave a comment.
Well, Milton's municipal election is Saturday, March 1st, with 3 people running to fill 2 council seats. One of the issues that locals in town have brought up is a lack of parking. And here's what the candidates have to say about that.
The town is looking at ways that is most equitable to have that cost covered.
I'm not a real big fan of the proposals that went to the, I believe it was the Finance Committee.
And polls will be open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Milton Fire Department.
And now let's go ahead and take a live look outside into Lewes. What a beautiful shot there today. We need to check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams. Paul, what sort of week are we in for?
Well, it's going to be an up and down week, but mainly on the upside, because we're going to finally come out of the cellar of temperatures and start feeling like, a beach community as far as temperatures are concerned, at least conditions. I mean, right now, we're looking absolutely gorgeous. No snow, no craziness of that. Now, 46 degrees, it's close to the norm for this time of the year, but we're going to look for temperatures to climb above the norm for this time of the year again. 42 for tonight with partly cloudy skies. Now, just to kind of give you a feel as to what's going on, 50 degrees is where we're supposed to be for this time of the year. And I know it's been so long since we've enjoyed, sunshine, mild weather without bundling up with 14 scarves. So 50 is where we're supposed to be. 56 is where we ended up today, and we're going to climb above that for tomorrow. And that's interesting because when you take a look at the temperature trend, you can see all the blues indicate we're below the norm. Had a couple of temperatures where it was slightly above the norm, one crazy day on the 16th, but then after that, we were below the norm and like 23 degrees below the norm. So we've had a pattern of colder than usual conditions, but that comes to an end, my friend, until we get to next week. We'll talk more about your full forecast. I just like keeping the positive side of things, Charlie.
Thank you, Paul. New tonight, according to the Vatican sources, Pope Francis woke up in good spirits today. The Vatican announced his condition has improved slightly. The update came a day after blood tests showed mild signs of kidney failure. Today's statement said the kidney issues are not a cause for concern.
Also new tonight, Lester Holt is stepping down as anchor for NBC Nightly News. Holt has held the position since June of 2015. And in that decade, he's covered the defining events of the era, including the rise of President Trump, the COVID pandemic, the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol, the presidency of Joe Biden, and many, many more. But don't worry, Lester Holt, he's not leaving NBC. He will instead focus full-time on his role at Dateline, where he's been the principal anchor for almost 15 years.
What did you do last week? That question in an email to every federal employee this weekend, igniting a firestorm of contradiction and confusion across the government. As Laura Aguirre reports, it's not just Democratic lawmakers and worried federal workers pushing back on this latest DOGE directive.
It's just chaos.
This Seattle-based TSA agent is speaking out anonymously, fearing reprisals, one of hundreds of thousands of federal employees who received this email from the Office of Personnel Management, demanding that they reply with 5 job accomplishments from the past week by midnight. Or, as Elon Musk posted on X soon after, failure to respond would be considered a resignation.
And you're not going to get unemployment, because if it's a resignation, then you can't apply for unemployment.
The Saturday email sparked confusion through several chains of command, leaders at multiple federal agencies directing their staffers not to reply, pending further guidance, hinting of a potential authority rift between newly confirmed agency chiefs and Musk. President Donald Trump weighing in today during an Oval Office sit-down with the French president.
If you don't answer, like you're sort of semi-fired or you're fired, because a lot of people are not answering because they don't even exist.
This is a violation of labor contracts, labor law.
A group of federal unions filed an updated legal challenge in California Sunday to include the OPM email's demand, in addition to their previous filings related to the mass firing of workers. A hearing on that temporary restraining order is set for Thursday. The Transportation Department did order its employees to respond by OPM's deadline, including the FAA's air traffic controllers, many who, union leaders say, are working mandatory overtime 6 days a week. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Also Monday, a federal judge temporarily blocked OPM and the Department of Education from sharing some sensitive government data with representatives of DOJ. The new order specifically halts sharing personal information of roughly 2 million people who are members of the unions that sued over DOJ's data access. Making Salisbury greener, the new major effort to plant hundreds of new trees.
And we're expecting another day of sunshine and mild conditions in our area. I'm going to show you just how warm we'll end up.
But first, dredging plans come sailing into the town of Ocean City. That's up next.
There's something very sexy and romantic about your voice. After that audition, the population might be double. People could be sitting on their couch and say, mm-hmm.
The Voice, new tonight on NBC and Peacock.
He's a psychiatrist who was killing his own patients. But now he's after something completely different.
Agent Henderson, what did you see when you died?
The Hunting Party, tonight on NBC and Peacock.
Get ready, they're coming, and now they're snapping to a whole new beat. The Addams Family is the drop-dead hilarious Broadway musical starring your favorite creepy, kooky characters in a brand new story you won't believe. Don't miss the musical comedy event of the season, The Addams Family, April 3rd at the Ocean City Performing Arts Center. Get tickets at ococean.com/pack.
We could practice our skills anywhere, but here is where we've chosen to be. It's here that we find new ways to create hope, give second chances, save lives. One day your heart will need us, and on that day, we'll be ready, without missing a beat. The Heart and Vascular Institute at Bay Health. Our commitment runs deep.
Girls' night out poisoning. She was in a bar when she says her drink was spiked. Was it because she turned down a guy who asked her out? Watch the next Inside Edition.
Today at 5:30 on CoastTV.
She paid me a total of $1,000 for my services for the purposes of getting you a special visa.
That's correct.
They submitted the application. The Department of Homeland Security says that's incomplete.
Judge Judy. Tuesday at 2 on CoastTV.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
Well, to catch the biggest fish in Ocean City, people often take out big boats to sea.
Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zappé shows us what's being done to prevent those big boats from getting stuck.
Before all these boats hit the water and set sail again, the Maryland Department of Natural Resources planned to do a little dredging first between the inlet and the Isle of Wight.
One thing you don't want to happen is to have boats get stuck, and wedged up on a sandbar. So we definitely think it's needed.
This week, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers plans to begin dredging in Ocean City. The current plan is to focus on shallow waters near Buoy 13, near the Route 50 Bridge, and the intersection of the inlet and Isle of Wight channels.
According to the Maryland Department of Natural Resources, this dredging is necessary to maintain access for larger vessels.
Brendan Hanley is the owner of the Pier Lure store in Ocean City and says boats of all sizes sail to Ocean City and thinks now is the right time to start dredging before the waves of boats start crashing in.
It's been the heaviest winter we've seen in years. So, right now there's really no one fishing here. So this is probably the best time to do it, rather than spring and summer.
The Army Corps of Engineers is expected to start dredging right here in Ocean City on or around February 25th. I'm Kevin Zappé in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
Here's a look at your Bay forecast. Listen, we're looking for 62 on Tuesday, 58 on Wednesday, and another 62 on Thursday. Will this higher than usual temperature trend continue? I'll give you the details of that in your full forecast coming right up.
The 9th Annual Ocean City Film Festival is March 6th through the 9th. Enjoy 100 independent films and party with the stars. Help us welcome 2 local award-winning filmmakers, John Chester and Erica Messer. They'll be on stage at the OC Performing Arts Center commentating on their film, The Biggest Little Fawn. Tickets start at just $20. Make it a weekend and stay at the beach starting at only $59 per night. Get your passes at OCMDfilmfestival.com.
Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Rice Robot, the 1, 2, 3 rice cooker. Watch, 1 add the white cup for rice, 2 add the blue cup for water, 3 click it and let Rice Robot perfectly cook it.
The secret is perfect cook technology for even cooking. Then Rice Robot senses when it's done, auto stops and keeps it warm to serve.
It won't burn, overcook or undercook, guaranteed.
Get the complete Rice Robot cooking system, all for just $39.99. Ordered now.
How many times have you tried to clean a stubborn mess but end up with no success? What you need is the all-new waterproof Ruby Horsepower, the new cordless and rechargeable power scrubber that cleans faster and easier, guaranteed. Watch, baked on oven grease is no match. It blasts away dirt and grime in no time. The power comes from our rotating brushes, spinning at 350 RPM. The incredible torque fights calcium, mildew, mold, and more. Take it in the kitchen, where it busts through caked-on crud, or outside and tackle tough tasks with ease. Get your Ruby Horsepower with 4 additional attachments, all for just $39.99. Great news! They're in stock and ready to ship. Due to high demand, only 2 per order. Order now.
Call 1-800-455-0217. That's 1-800-455-0217 or visit horsepowerscrubber.com. So call 1-800-455-0217 now.
I didn't think someone like me was at risk of shingles.
The rash couldn't possibly be that painful.
And it wouldn't disrupt my life for weeks.
I was wrong. I didn't know that 99% of people over 50 already have the virus that causes shingles, and it could reactivate at any time.
I learned that the hard way.
But you don't have to. Talk to your healthcare provider today.
CoastTV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment.
For the past few weeks, we've been so uncomfortably cold that a day like today, just a little bit above the norm for this time of the year, felt like a dessert throughout the entire day, and it's Monday. We got a couple of more pieces of pie or cake or whatever dessert you like to eat, meteorologically speaking, coming up for this week. Our Irish Eyes camera in Lewes, we're holding at 50 degrees right now, which is where the norm is for this time of the year, and we're going to slowly fall back into the lower 40s, so it's going to be a comfortable descent of the temperatures for us. Now, as you take a look at what's happening throughout the coast, we're staying very clear. We're not overly concerned about winds until you get over towards Cambridge, where we do have still an active small craft advisory until 11 o'clock for this evening. Now, that simply means we're watching out for 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts throughout the entire Chesapeake Bay area. However, it's not so breezy that we're concerned about having any slowdowns on the Bay Bridge, so everything should be okay there. That's not a problem, and it's waning in its effect. High pressure began to take over our weather. We are right now at 43 degrees in Rehoboth, 45 Bethany Beach, but we're warmer as you go farther inland. We're at 57 degrees right now in Redden, 50 degrees in Del Mar, Georgetown, Salisbury, 53 over in Cambridge. But look, we're about 3 to 5 degrees warmer than we were just 24 hours ago. So our storyline is this. For Tuesday, warmer with temperatures in the low 60s. Clouds are going to arrive for Tuesday. Now, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, rather, temperatures are going to stay somewhat 10, possibly 15 degrees above the norm for this time of the year. So that's going to be nice and warm. We're going to be gaining daylight, by the way. For example, sunset at 5:48 for today, then 5:55. Now, the reason why you see a 2-hour jump here is because on the 9th, we spring forward with our clocks. But then we're still going to be gaining more sunlight, which means we're going to get warmer days. Well, at least more sunshine, okay? Temperatures in the 60s for us as we were walking on sunshine. Winds out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. 62 for the high in Berlin, 64 Snow Hill, 57 for the high in Ocean City. We're going to Wednesday, and we're looking at starting off at about 41 degrees to 40 degrees inland, but still no cloud cover. Wednesday afternoon, we'll climb into the mid to upper 50s. That's going to be a nice treat. As we go into the most southern portion of our viewing area, we start off at 43 degrees for Snow Hill, Newark, Berlin, as well as Ocean Pines, 41, Ocean City. And then as we go into Wednesday, we're going to have temperatures in the 50s. Now, the winds are going to be shifting out of the northwest by Wednesday, but we're still going to stay above the norm for this time of the year, which is nice. So we're looking for above normal temperatures over the next 6 to 10 day outlook. So listen, we're looking for partly cloudy skies for tonight, 62 for tomorrow with morning sunshine, mild and warm throughout the day. And then on Wednesday, 58 with scattered clouds, but we're still staying nice, even though the winds are going to be creeping out of the northwest at 7 to 14 miles per hour. Finally, here's a look at the extended forecast. This kind of bouncing around, I like. 62 down to 58, back up to 62. Chance of rain on Thursday. Not looking for a yellow or a red alert there or anything like that. And we're going to stay mild, close to the normal Friday, Saturday. The only bump in the road I see is really Sunday going into Monday, because Sunday we have a potent cold front that's going to push through, and it's going to be what I call a game changer cold front, because it's going to knock us down to 38 for the high and then 22, oh my goodness, degrees for Monday morning.
All right, thanks for that, Paul. Well, here's some news across Delmarva. The city of Salisbury may soon look a little bit greener. The city is receiving a grant to plant over 800 native trees across the city. The over $148,000 grant is from the Chesapeake Bay Trust. In addition to planting the hundreds of trees, the city has to register the trees with the state and submit progress reports.
I hope that it beautifies the city. I hope it's something that, citizens can appreciate, because it'll make the city look pretty and it'll be good for the environment.
And if you know a neighborhood, a park, or a street that could use a few trees, the city says they're asking for input from the public.
A quick traffic alert for Salisbury drivers. The city says Culver Road from Willing Drive to Pemberton Drive will be closed now until Friday. This is for maintenance. The section of that road will be closed from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. while the crews work.
Coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network, it's a Maryland Eastern Shore college basketball doubleheader. At 5:30, the women's team takes on South Carolina State. Then at 8 p.m., it's men's basketball. You can catch a full recap of all that action on the final score at 10:30. And over on the DSN Plus app, you can watch exclusively both the women's and men's games as Chesapeake College hosts Hartford Community College.
And coming up, a new EV fleet, a closer look at the Milford Police Department's new rides. Stay tuned on CoastTV News at 5.
Over 14,000 people per day are affected by water damage in their home or business. Even a small leak from a water heater, washer, refrigerator line, or even HVAC drain can cause lasting damage. Response time is critical. Paul Davis has a team of certified experts on call 24/7 to stop the water, mitigate damage, and work directly with your insurance to quickly restore your home or business. If you see peeling paint, stains, mold, or smell a musty odor, call Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
Weather is sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration, your storm damage experts, here to help now.
Visit us at Lakeshore Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Seaford and find out what the locals have known all along. While all pre-owned vehicles look the same, at Lakeshore Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Seaford, we carefully inspect all of our used vehicles in our service department with our factory trained technicians. Combine that with our great selection, lowest prices in Sussex County, and our top level of customer service, we believe you'll see why we say that we're different, and we prove it. Call us at 302-990-3099 or online at lakeshorecdjr.com.
Wake up smarter.
I've got the 5 things you need to know to start your day.
Take a trip down memory lane.
Remember in elementary school when you would make those boxes?
Find your next furry friend.
His name is Peppy, and he's a 12-year-old Chihuahua mix.
And discover your inner clumsy.
That's a sad sign that you're getting old when you just take a little tumble like that.
Make your mornings brilliant. Join April weekdays from 6 to 10 on 107.1 The Duck. Sponsored by Dorchester County Office of Tourism.
Join America's favorite game.
You never know what's going to happen.
For the I can't believe it. And always for the unexpected.
Treat yourself a round of sausage.
That's not it, but thank you.
Are you ready? Monday at 7 on CoastTV.
The excitement returns.
The Jeopardy Invitational Tournament.
Players from the past are back.
Fantastic game.
Only one will emerge champion.
Who knows what's next?
Monday at 7:30 on CoastTV.
You may think your home's crawl space is okay, but chances are it's not. Mold, pests, and rotting beams can all cause problems for your home and for your family. The good news is your home's crawl space problems can be fixed permanently, so you and your family can rest easy. Because crawl space problems won't get better with time, but they will get better with us. Call Dry Zone today for your free estimate.
Brought to you by Dry Zone, your local crawl space experts.
The Milford Police Department recently unveiled its new electric vehicle fleet. The department says these new cars will allow police to reduce their carbon footprint and promote sustainable energy solutions. They say the fleet and charging stations were purchased with grant funding through Energize Delaware.
In consumer news today, Apple has announced it plans to invest $500 billion in the U.S. over the next 4 years. Apple says the investment will create 20,000 jobs, and this comes weeks after President Trump imposed a 10% tariff on all imports from China. The multi-billion-dollar investment includes building a server manufacturing facility in Houston, as well as expanding data center operations in 5 states.
The new standards for labeling food healthy have been pushed back to April. The update from the FDA, it was scheduled to go into effect on Tuesday, but last month President Trump issued a pause on new rules. The new requirements for a healthy label include a limit on added sugars and sodium.
New tonight, singer Roberta Flack has died. The Grammy Award-winning singer, best known for her romantic ballads like Killing Me Softly with his song. Her death followed several years of health challenges, including a diagnosis of ALS. She was 88 years old. And now here's a live look outside into Laurel. We have one more check at this week's forecast coming up after the break.
Ready to upgrade your style? Visit buyatoyota.com or scan this QR code and start your journey today. From refined performance to elevated design and tech, your new Camry is waiting with deals just a click away. Right now, buy a new Toyota Camry with low 4.99% APR financing. Toyota, let's go places.
For greatness.
Get more with DSN Plus. Subscribe today.
Draper Media is searching for a full-time entry-level accountant. Successful candidates should have at least an associate's degree or equivalent experience. Candidates with experience in Sage Intacct will be given preference. It's an extremely detail-oriented job involving problem solving. Join the Draper Media team today as our next accountant with full benefits. Go to drapermediajobs.com to learn more and apply. Draper Media is an equal opportunity employer.
Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with my Bionic Blade, the new handheld blender that's rechargeable, so you can make a fast, healthy shake anywhere. It has the motor and blades built right into the lid, so blend a shake at the gym, make pina coladas by poolside, or grind coffee beans for an iced cold brew on the go.
Get the Bionic Blade for just $29.99 with free shipping. You'll also get 2 sipping lids, a second container, and the sports lid. Get it all for just $29.99. Order now.
Wake up smarter.
I've got the 5 things you need to know to start your day.
Take a trip down memory lane.
Remember in elementary school when you would make those boxes?
Find your next furry friend.
His name is Peppy, and he's a 12-year-old Chihuahua mix.
And discover your inner clumsy.
That's a sad sign that you're getting old when you just take a little tumble like that.
Make your mornings brilliant. Join April weekdays from 6 to 10 on 107.1 The Duck. Sponsored by Dorchester County Office of Tourism.
Coming up new on Coast TV News at 6, it was demolition day for Dewey Beach. The new town hall project moving along. That story and more at 6.
Well, Mondays can be hard, but we have something to help you get through the week and look forward to on Fridays. It's a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV. We have personal features, we have fun things to do every weekend, plus more, and you can sign up for free at coasttv.com/signup. Get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday.
You know, before I get started, and we're at the end of this newscast, but didn't it feel nice to not be freezing when you woke up this morning? Wow, it felt great. Even in Dover, we're at 54 degrees, and we're going to stay in the 40s before the night is done, so we're not freezing. Yay! Tamika Taylor, congratulations from Salisbury. You're our new umbrella winner. Might need an umbrella by Thursday, by the way. We've updated our forecast line. Be sure you call it up at 443-880-9100, sponsored by the law office of Brockstedt, Mandelis, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. And listen, we don't even have to worry about feeling freezing or anything like that till next Monday.
Looks good to me. All right, thank you, Paul, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.